Hello everyone. So we are working on this character. We modeled the character in the last class and we will focus on the rig. So you can see that there's a main control which moves the rig. We have the hip control which moves the character up and down, and you can rotate the character. And you can also see that all the values can be put to 0. Okay. You can see that we have control for the foot, go up and down. Okay. We have the control for the fingers, so you can tap like that. And then we have controls for the knee, so the knee can be moved around. Okay, we have some basic texture map and a basic model. All right, so let us see how to do the rigging in this class. So let us open the character where we stopped. So this is where we were working on. This is what we finished last class. If you are following this tutorial, the link will be in the description if you want to know how I modeled the character. So we are going to go and make, you can see that there is no history, and we have zeroed out the transformation. So edit, delete by type, edit, delete by type history, modify, freeze transformation. All right, so we will select this model and we will add a layer and call it geometry. So we can then freeze the geometry. In the front view, now we are going to look at how to create joints. So we will go in rigging, we'll go to skeleton, and we'll create a joint. I will just click once and a joint is created. I will make it 0.5 so that it is bigger. All right. So this joint is going to be placed in the center of the geometry. Okay, so I'll make this 0, and so this is the good position for that joint, and this joint will be named joint body. Okay, then I will shift D to duplicate this one, place it on top, and I will name it joint body end. And this is going to be deciding the direction of this joint. So I'm going to, this is going to be shift a parent of this. So I can hit P, and you can see that now the link is created between the joint body and the joint body end. Okay, you can move this around a little bit here. So that is our first joint. And the other thing is, because our geometry is placed in the center of uh, the scene, even the joint is placed exactly in the center of the scene. So that's a good thing. The joint should also be always at the center. So what I'm going to do is select this joint, or I'll select this one and then shift P it again, and or I'll go to simply create a joint, click on it, 0.5. So I'm not going to parent it anymore. I'm just going to place where the joints are supposed to be. So this is going to be the hip joint here. So this is where the hip will start transforming. Okay. This is where we created the bend. So you can hide this, and that's why we have this poly smooth. So you can see that we can place the first joint here. Okay, that is exactly where it is. And it can be in the middle of the body. So shift D, and this will be at the knee here, and in the middle. In the side view, we model the character so it bends a little bit. I didn't do the bend, so let us do the bend. I forgot this step in the last class. Now you can see that the joint is getting selected. So if I click here and hide that, I can go to vertex, and now I can select the joint, and then we'll make this follow. Alright, so this joint is going to be, now the joint cannot be selected anymore. So select the joint again and move it here in the front. Shift D to duplicate this, move it down at the ankle. Okay, so I'll place this here. Now Shift D and move the joint here at the foot roll. Okay, Shift D and I'll move this at the end here. This will determine the direction of the joint. I will Shift D this, and this will be at the back, and I will Shift D this, and it stays in the same place. Okay, so these are our joints. Now this joint is going to be parented to this joint P, so that when you select this, it's rotating this way. Now this joint is going to be parented to this joint, hit P. So when I select this rotates up and down. Alright. This joint will be parented to this one, P. This joint will be parented to this one, P. Okay, now these joints have to be in the right place. So maybe this can be, seems to be okay. Okay, everything is aligned properly. And then this joint will be parented to this one. Okay, before we do that, we can select all these joints. Then we can go to skeleton, mirror joints. So select this one, skeleton, mirror joints. YZ, apply. Okay, so it has to be in YZ. So we can select all these, Shift P and move it here on this side. Okay. And we can try to align it properly. Alright, so now time to rename these joints. So we renamed this one, so this will be joint hip left side. Can add a space and add L. This one will be joint hip space R. Okay, so the character left, character R. This is knee, joint knee space left. This one will be joint knee space underscore R. Using this space R, and this will be joint ankle space left, joint ankle space R. Alright, so this joint is the front one, so joint finger space left. This joint is joint finger space end space L. This is joint toe space left. This is joint toe end space left. Same thing here, joint toe end space R, joint finger space R, joint toe space R, and joint finger space R. Okay, so it's very important to name the joints properly. So our joints are named, our main joints creation process is over. So I'm going to this is going to be VC to rig. It's important to have a separate file for the model, separate file for the rig. You can have a separate file for texture, separate file. It's better that you have separate files, so in case the computer crashes, you can go back. Alright, so we'll select all of these joints and then we will unfreeze this, shift select the object and go to skin, bind skin. Okay, we can freeze it again, and now if you rotate, the skin is modified. Okay, so we have to shift this and hit parent, select this, shift this and hit P. So the entire geometry is created, and now if you move this, you can see that if I remove this, the character is bound. We are not going to do skinning in this class, we are just creating the rig. So now the next part is to creating controls and IK. So we need an IK. Go to skeleton IK handle. We're going to go to reset tools. By default it is rotate plane, that is what we want. So I'm going to click here and click here, and we can simply name this L, and then we'll go to skeleton, create IK, click here and click here, and name this R. Okay, so now we created the IK handles, and then I'll create a new layer and name this joints, and then I'll hide it. I'll select all this, right click and say add selection, so that can be hidden. Save scene. So we have the geometry and the joints in separate layers. Alright, and then we have created the IK. Now what we need to do is we need to select the IK, shift select this joint and hit parent. So when this joint is rotated, the knee moves up. Okay, so you select the joint IK, shift select this joint and hit parent. Okay, and it is parented. So this is the basic hierarchy for our joints. Now we'll create controls. So we'll create a circle, and this will be our control for the hip. So we'll say body control or hip control, whatever you want to call it. I will hit the V key and then snap it there, and then we'll select this, shift select this, and hit the P key. So when I select this moves. And now our eye is staying in the place. To select the eye, shift select this and hit the P key. So the eye will move with it. Alright, now we will create another circle, and this will be the control for our foot. Okay, so first I will put the pivot point in the right place. So the pivot point has to be where the object is going to be rotating. Okay, so the heel is where the object can rotate. So if I unfreeze this object, and if I go to poly smooth and make subdivision of 2, okay, so the poly smooth is not working, so we need the poly smooth to be on the top. So I can go to modeling, mesh, smooth, and we can add the smooth again on top. Alright, so you can see that this is where the object is going to have, our control is going to have its pivot point. I'll make this 0 again and freeze this. So we got to make sure that the pivot point is right here. Okay, and then we will customize it. So we'll scale it down, make it short. Again, we'll deselect this, control vertex, bring it in front, and we'll scale it out. Perhaps this can move here. Okay, so something like this is good. Okay, so we'll name it foot control. We should name it control first, then foot, and then space left. Should be always named properly. So this will be control space, control body. Okay, then we will create this, shift D, move it. By the way, we select this, edit, delete by type, history, modify, freeze transformation. Same thing here. First we'll place it in place. Okay, and then we'll name this R. edit, delete by type, history, modify, freeze transformation. Freeze transformation. Okay, so this is 0, 0, this is 0, 0. They are renamed. I will shift D this, rotate it 90 degrees, go to the side view. Okay, this will be our ankle control. So I'll hit the V key and it will be actually we will connect there. We'll go to control vertex, select these and move in the back, select these and this will be here. Select these, scale them straight, move them up. Okay, so this is going to be this side. Okay, so this is going to be control ankle space left. Okay, shift D. I will rotate this 180 degrees. Control vertex. Much smaller. Okay, something like that. Something that is easy to identify and select. Alright, so this will be control finger left, space left. Okay, modify freeze transformation, modify freeze transformation. So this is pivoted here, this is pivoted here. We'll need this, shift this, control D, move it, and then we have to snap it at the joint, and this is going to be underscore R, and this is going to be underscore R. Alright, so now that everything is done, we will create one. We need the pole vectors. I'll create another circle. I will scale this big and control vertex. Again, I will select these two, shift select these and scale it in the middle. This will be our main control. Okay, control main, edit, delete by type, history, modify, freeze transformation. So this is exactly at the center. Shift D this, move it in the front, rotate it 90 degrees, scale it small, and we will use this for the knee. Okay, so I'll bring near the knee and hit the V key and snap it to the V. Control D, move it and snap it to the knee, and then select both of these and move it front. Okay, so this will be control knees left, this will be control knee space right. Now we need this. I want to select the, oh, I'm not able to select because of this. IK handle, shift select this, go to rigging, constraint, go to pole vector, make sure it is reset and add. Edit, delete by type, history, modify, freeze transformation, modify, freeze transformation, constraint, pole vector. IK handle, shift, constraint, pole vector. Why is it not working? Okay, so we select the object first, then the IK, and then constraint, pole vector. Okay, and then you can see now the knee is moving. So this is good. Now if I select this control and if I rotate, okay, the knee is changing its location, but the vectors are not moving. So I'll select this, shift select this, and parent it so that the pole vectors move with it. Okay, now when I select this, the entire thing should move. So I'll select this, shift select this, and hit parent. So this is moving. Now this bone will be parented to this. So when I select this, this bone will be parented to this, and this will be parented to this. This bone will be parented to this. Front bone will be parented to the front control. Both these controls will be parented to this one. These two will be parented to this one. So now we have the entire hierarchy done. The entire object is moving. We will unfreeze this character. So this is working. This is working. Our bone is working. Skin is not working. This one will rotate like this. This one will rotate like this. Okay, and then this object, we can make this smooth. so you can see how things look. Okay, and then of course the skinning part is still pending, so you can have better control over how the mesh deforms. So that's about it. The rig is done. We will look at skinning and texture mapping in the next class. Thank you.